At the James Madison College, it's international relations, and the specialization is called science, technology, environment, and public policy. And so with those two, I was really seeking to bridge the gap between natural science thinkers and political science, and so just bridging the gap of communication between those who actually work in science and those who create policies. I'd say I first got involved with student organizing of my campus group. ECO is our student environmental group, and so we started with like basic energy conservation campaign work for students, like within their dorm rooms, how to conserve energy, and then I started attending more workshops and conferences on the issue and became more involved with like the wider global perspective of it and how our own individual actions can find feasible solutions to climate change. I think it's the most imperative issue of our time that future generations will be affected by. I believe in like the concept of sustainability, that like it's our responsibility to leave the future generations in better to leave the planet in better shape for future generations than how we inherited it, and it's everybody's responsibility to partake in that. And so it's important for our world leaders to come to diplomatic negotiations on this and find solutions that we can all participate in. I'm just really interested in how the dynamics of it will all work. Like haven't been around many highly public officials ever before, and so I think it'll be really interesting to listen to their conversations and understand the dynamics and the inner workings of the United Nations, and just to sort of observe how the dynamics works within the meetings and the meetings that are behind closed doors, and just the participation of different groups and different nations, and to see like the balance of over hegemonic nations versus nations with less representatives. So I think youth are important to be a part of the climate change solutions because we will be the future ones making the decisions of this country, and so there's been such large momentum around some of these large conferences like Power Shift, because students and youth are able to come up with more innovative and young, inspiring messages that policy leaders might actually be able to listen to. And so bringing a young perspective into conversations really helps with overall perspective on situations. Michigan is my home state, and I was born and raised there, and I think what's most important about being a Michigander is that we're resilient people, and my family was all raised in Detroit, and that's as far back as I trace to. It's my grandparents and my parents both being raised there, and we've suffered a lot through the ailing auto industry and economic job loss, and so I just see the vulnerability of our state right now, and also the brain drain of so many college students leaving. I can see that changed into opportunity if we transition into green jobs and green industry technologies that our state is so capable of. And so I see this moment as a transitioning time that it's so important for youth like me and my peers to stay in the state and bring new ideas and bring new skills that will make our state once again prosper. And it's really important for me to protect like the natural lands and our Great Lakes and preserve it for the future. Through studying international relations, I've certainly understood how global partnerships can work together at solutions to addressing this, and just seeing how different nations and different socioeconomic parts of the world are affected differently, and how a stronger country like the U.S. has the capability of really stepping up its leadership by bringing forth strong energy and climate policy. So that's the most I can expect that we can bring into the Copenhagen conference. So I really do expect the U.S. to come forward with a strong energy bill, hopefully before the Copenhagen conference, and with the intent that the rest of the world can sort of see us in a different light. In a new administration, of the Obama administration, I think we can seize this opportunity to gain more credibility that the U.S. is able to step up on climate issues and actually put a cap on global warming, and that the emissions levels will be drastically reduced within our lifetime, by 2050, and that we're able to see process during my lifetime.